And we're off. Oh, and hell. I'm never gonna figure that part out. Wow. We are back again, buddies. Can you believe it? Can you feel it? Remember that Jackson song, Can You Feel It? That was on the reunion tour, right? And I can feel it right now. And Jason can definitely feel it. Was this your best record you copped in New York? Be honest.
Do you remember? Old Man Mazzy.
Oh no.
We're starting off like that.
It's already started. Not even in the first minute. He just couldn't help himself. It's already there.
I don't even know a single song on that record. What songs are those?
That's the song, Susudio.
That's it. Susudio.
Do I look like the Phil Collins fan? Of course I know.
Speaking of, you say you're the #1 Phil Collins fan, Jose? Just
yes.
That's to clarify to our audience here.
In fact, all these records right here are the Tarzan soundtrack.
Hey, side note, before we get really professionally started in this presentation, talking about Platinum earlier, I did see they've got the AP 75 or the Atlantic 75 for sale. Yeah, Platinum. That we were talking backstage about Platinum. So are those numbered? Does anybody know, or are those retail only? Are not numbered? Anybody know this? Because I'm feeling a little cheated if I had to pay sales tax and shipping from Chadzilla, and I can just go to Platinum.
I think Chad kept all the numbered copies for himself.
Okay.
No, I think they all are. The thing about it was that if you paid from the beginning,
because then afterwards they're going to end up in the vault, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, and he can charge.
Do they sell stuff from their own record label? And
they do. They sell their editions that they no longer have the license to at a higher price.
Their own, yes.
That's
their own pressing. So if it's sold for $50 when they had the license, now all of a sudden, mysteriously, it appears in the vault at 75 or 100.
Well, I actually love when all the MoFi thing was burning down, and there's a video of Chad saying, "Listen, man, these MoFi, man, the original."
Jose.
The original. Huh?
Please start over. I'm sorry. I didn't know you were going to break out into caricature.
Listen, man. These records by MoFi, the original MoFi back when they were analog. And he just shows some random MoFi and he has them for $800. It's sweet. I love it. I love it.
Jose, you've got a side career as the Rich Little of the vinyl community. Have you thought about that?
Yes, but it is true. It's out there, the video. I was like, oh, it's they're just selling everything they can, all those old MoFi titles.
All right, well, buddies, we'll launch into it. Let's clean this up a little bit. This is Surface Noise. Welcome back. This is our bi-weekly presentation we do every other Thursday. Comes out on the podcast a couple days later. Concert Buddy, your host with the least. I'm joined by some regular panelists, but we're going to lead off with new panelists to this presentation, but a panelist on a previous project that we were doing on Louis Golden's channel, that RIP, the Monday live stream, Louis. Brandon with the channel and website and social media presence. If I'm leaving anything out, Brandon, let me know. Punk Rock Show Off. Brandon, how are you?
I'm doing well. Yes. I registered a domain 2 years ago and then also made sure it wasn't taken on social media and just started posting recently.
Well, you wanted to make sure you did it right? Baby steps.
Yeah, because I've got a marketing background, so I was like, it's got to be one username. No one else can have it. I got to do it. So yeah.
And if folks are new to your channel, or I'm sure they're rushing out right now to YouTube to just check out this channel, what are they going to find at the Punk Rock Show Off channel?
Well, it's all in the name. You're going to see me bumble about while I flip through my records. More recently, yesterday, I got that Devo 50 Years box set in the mail, the big deluxe one, and lucky won the lottery. Turned out I was one of the first 150 people to order it, so it came autographed by the band.
Wow,
which is cool. Doings. They didn't say they were going to do that, so got pretty lucky there. So there's just a short showing that off, and right now it's a lot of show and tell, but there's essay, and sometimes we're going to solve some mysteries too.
Oh, snap. Do you have an ascot like Fred from Scooby-Doo?
No, but I have a magnifying glass.
Same. It works just the same. Awesome.
It says hot takes on it.
Oh, hang on. Home office has want to have a word with you, Brandon.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us. And then our returning champion, David Bianco, said he tune in from Sweden, but that was looking like not happening. So now our true returning champion is Arnaldo, because this is your first show in quite a minute, right? Outside of when you and Mazzy just crashed the scene last night.
I know. I felt bad because the entire stream got derailed, and I don't even remember what the topic was. But
no, it was bullet and it was fine. It worked out fine. But then Mazzy was surprised when people were telling him that he was on the podcast. Like, bro, this is how we do this. This is our show, and then we put on the which this is a great segue. You ready for this? Speaking of Jason Rojas, who has given the affectionate nickname to Mazzy as Old Man Mazzy now. I think it's making the rounds. And this seminal pickup from the New York Record Show Excursion. Jason, what are you showing for those at home?
This is some guy named Phil Collins.
Some guy named Phil Collins. Is he a new artist? Elliot Cruz is big into new artists. Is it a new artist?
No, I'm pretty sure he's been in the VC too long.
Wasn't that cover orange?
That's the album cover. Jason is showing you the 12-inch.
Oh, all right.
Wow.
Happy Halloween. Yikes.
If you were to be Phil Collins for Halloween, what would that costume look like? Would it come with like the over-the-ear earplugs because he's losing his hearing? Would it come with drumsticks, and would it come with a permanent scowl? What am I missing?
What are you missing with this? Wow.
From the Phil Collins costume, what would that constitute?
I don't want to be bad. Come on, he's got a lot of health problems. He's on a wheelchair right now. So
now you just ruined it. We were having a good time until you hit us with the true stick, Arnaldo. I didn't know he was in a wheelchair. Now that's
gonna be hard to come by for the costume. That's gonna make it harder.
And then our chief impersonator, and all-around comedian, inspired by the late great Rodney Dangerfield, who did a paternity test come back. Jose, we're still trying to see if there is a parentage in the line there. Jose Moreno Ron. Jose, thanks for joining us.
Hey, I was actually cloned by a guy outside of New York, and back in the 80s they froze it, and that's why I'm here.
Rodney used to have that comedy club I want to say,
isn't it called? Was it called Dangerfield?
Dangerfield, that's it.
I got scammed like twice because they sell when you go to Times Square, they sell you those tickets like crazy. There's always like a guy coming in, hey, you want some tickets for the show tonight? And then I bought some. I told my cousins upstate, hey, let's go to the city. Went to the city, got a suit. We were ready. I got a wad of like $20 bills, and I was just like, hey, I'm gonna go. And when we got there, they said these tickets are fake as fuck. And
what was the wad of $20 bills for? Did you think you were going to a strip club?
No, it was just for like
he was buying inner sleeves. He was
just like
polyline sleeves.
Polyline sleeves.
No comedy show I was ever on was I being tipped $20. Except for if I took my clothes off.
Yeah, maybe that was part of it. But I got scammed, and then the guy was just like, well, if you want to come inside, that's okay. It's not even that full, and they just let us in for free, but we had like drinks or whatever. So the wad of cash actually did help.
I think we call that greasing the wheel. I think is the layman's term for that. But
yes.
But boys, let's get started. We do have a little bit of a format. As Arnaldo said, we had a format to the last show, and we just threw it out the window. So let's try to stick to process. Let's go around. First topic: Discogs. If you collect vinyl records, you probably have heard of Discogs. If you collect vinyl records like we do, you definitely have heard of the Discogs. And Discogs, in a lot of ways, is the only game in town. We'll get into that. But Discogs recently actually kept the site up, but then they left it up while they're doing an improvement to fix quote unquote your want list, but yet when they fixed it, they still brought it back, and still the same shenanigans of scammers, jammers, and nonsense is on there. So, Jose, I'm going to kick it all with you. Can Discogs be saved, or is it just always going to be a perpetual dumpster fire?
Well, I think that the problem sometimes with Discogs is that you have experienced sellers. Sometimes they're just collectors or something, or people that just stumble upon records and they just want to sell them because somebody tells them that that's the spot to sell them. So I've had, I would say, like 60% of the things that I've bought from Discogs have never been conservatively graded. So they tell me VG plus, and I know for a fact the record's crashed. And if they say mint, it's impossible. It's like, it's never. So
well, hang on. I'm gonna cut you off, Jose. Can we just on this show right now get rid of the mint grade? Like it is the most.
Well,
it is the wrongest of the wrong. Even if it's brand
sketchy.
new and sealed, you still don't know if it's not warped inside. Like, let's do it now, guys. Let's hand stack like a superhero team and get rid of the mint grade. It's foolish.
May I interject on that topic?
Arnaldo, please save us.
I just made a purchase through Discogs on a record that I thought was out of print. It was the RSD of the War's greatest hits, and it was listed by Plaid Room Records as near mint. I just got it yesterday. It is sealed. It is perfect. Like, no corner bump, no crease, nothing. It's absolutely perfect. In that case, they conservatively graded, because if it's sealed and there is no issue whatsoever with the outer cover, I would grade it as mint. But they were very good in grading it as near mint, even though they said in the listing new and sealed.
Sure.
They listed both as near mint. So that was, a plus for them.
Yeah, but
I think to that point, though, I think it's always a good thing to undergrade. So I would.
Yeah,
right. That is one case. If it's sealed and it's perfect, I'm okay.
But that's a store
to list something as mint.
Yeah, that's
anything else that's been opened. I would say would have to be called already near mint.
Right? Brandon, what do you think about this?
I think it's a lot of new people on it. There's also this weird thing happening. I wish I could find the comment, but some of the comments and reviews and stuff it's devolved into like a social media platform like Facebook, like just people arguing about stuff. It's so weird.
Yes.
Like there was a guy on there, like I know people get mad when some people say vinyls, whatever. I don't care. Not to be controversial. But here somebody said it was some 90s album that had never been pressed to vinyl. And somebody commented, boy, I'd love to see this on wax someday. And then I saw this other guy comment just page after page about what wax is and how you can't call it wax. And it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Just hang on, Arnaldo. I'm gonna make you big. What are you showing? Is that a carrot? Is it a what?
No, it's a wax candle.
A wax candle.
Ear wax, like
it's a wax candle. Let me show you. Since we are going to talk later about Halloween, see?
Oh my props! Wow, look at this.
Oh, it's the Halloween menorah.
Yeah, no, it's Jose. Doesn't it require like 8 to be a menorah? There's only 3.
Yeah, I'm just
so, budget cuts.
Yes, this is wax and it melts. I would hope that our records are not made of wax.
Yeah.
Otherwise, forget about warped records.
But I know that, like, as collectors, a lot of us are obsessed with minutia within records. But there are some people that are just unhinged on that site, just completely bonkers.
Which site is this? The Hoffman forums?
Discogs. So I mean, a good example is if you look up the Doors ERC. Like if you look at the comments on that one, that thing is that's a piece of work. That's art right there.
It's people. I just want them to fix their want list notifications. I just want them to fix that.
I hate with all my life having want lists on Discogs, because sometimes it's just like a normal title that you just want and you want to keep reminding of, but every single day you get emails about the same record and you're like, I don't want to keep seeing it. I just take it off or something. So
They don't show me when the one thing comes in stock that
Yes.
I really, really want, that I'm looking for, that I really need next. Like,
yes,
Well-
the other day I saw something that I really been looking for a lot of time, and I saw that it was sold like a month ago. And you know how much, I don't know how much stuff you get notified now for you guys, but I get 100 or more per day when I get like titles that I want that have my want list that have been, because once you put like one or two record store day titles, every single day you get like 12 notifications of somebody selling it, and it might be just the same guy, because the way Discogs works, like if somebody changes from $50 to $49, you still get a notification.
You still get the push.
It's like it's a new something. So it's just weird, and I really don't understand why that happens. But I'll tell you this, at least for me here in Latin America, when I want like psych music or prog music or whatever from here in Latin America, if it says anything but near mint, I wouldn't buy it, because people just straight up lie. I've never known any other continent, basically. It's just Central and South America. It's just hell. If you want to buy records, sometimes you have to go through the depths of hell to find a record in good
What are you
condition.
talking about? What are you talking about?
Jose, where are you finding these things? I've never had to go through the bowels of hell.
Look, I'll show you an example. So I got this, and the guy said it was Nerman, and this is a record by Caetano Veloso, the Brazilian singer, sister. His name Maria Bethania, and I bought it because it has good songs on it. But first of all, the record actually came out already with like outer thing. So this is the record. But
Okay.
the record itself, that's the cover.
Wow,
right?
it's
flaps like
flapping back and forth for the visually
But
impaired.
it already comes like a book. Like that's how they originally came, with this thing covering it, which is bizarre. And then he came with like a very fake Odeon, because this is Portuguese. This is from Brazil, so this is in Portuguese, but this is in Spanish.
So it's
Right. And then you get to the record, and it comes in the shittiest white paper sleeve you've ever seen. And the record itself, it's very scratched. You won't be able. I don't think you're going to be able to see it, but anything here. But it's scratched, and I was just like, "What's going on with this?" And I sent a message to the person, and he said that this record had been listed on Discogs for more than 10 years, and no one has ever bought it.
So when Jose, you bought that, this guy jumped up from his seat wherever he was sitting and couldn't believe his great fortune that he finally found a sucker. Is that?
Yes. And the guy was just like, "Well, I don't know what to tell you." And I was like, I want a refund. And then everything on his site was just so bizarre. I didn't want it, and I haven't sent it back, but I have to this week. I've been very busy, but I was just amazed at how sometimes getting this sort of stuff on Discogs, it's a little boring, because you can't see. I wish that when you go to see a certain seller's website, there was a way of seeing actual photos of the record. It doesn't have
That's a good point. Actual photos, kind of like eBay.
It doesn't have to be like. It doesn't have to be like something you have to do. But if it was optional and people would do it, I would assume that people with the photos would sell twice as much as people that didn't.
Well, Cesar agrees with you, Jose. He says, "I gotta agree with that, Jose. Anything near mint is VG plus, unless you're lucky, and it is truly near mint. I've been lucky to find some good dealers from Argentina that then they'd send me videos through the WhatsApp before." Okay.
That's what I was going to say. I just had a seller. I was spinning some coin on a record, and I had the seller send me videos of the record playing, show me the whole thing. So.
But when you do that, Brandon, do you fear that, like, waiting for that exchange, that you may lose it? Meaning somebody just might not even care and buy it out from under you. Are you willing to take that gamble?
Well, this person was serious, like a serious seller. So I don't think that would have been an issue.
Okay.
No, for me,
This happened after I sent payment because.
Oh, so the transaction was already.
Yeah, so transaction's already
No,
done. So I have it, but the ratings and stuff were already good enough to where I was like, okay, I trust this person, and I don't think that they're bullshitting me. But
before we started today's show, we discussed a little bit, but in the same terms that Arnaldo bought a record, there's this supposedly retail that's closing, and they had a lot of record store day stock, like just sitting there, and some brick and mortars bought them and they're selling them now. But that's why I just bought one of those, and I even sent it to Jason, and he got a copy as well. I won't say what it is right now because I don't want people to
I'm
rush.
confused. I thought we had Jose Moreno Ron, not Stunty, on this.
Yes.
Okay.
But what I will say is that the record, it said it was mint, and the cheapest one like a month before was like almost 100, and it said mint. So that's why the seller had more than 15,000 reviews. So it's not like I should have doubted it, but it just seems weird to get mint condition records. Not even like when I sell like stuff for my label, I put mint on Discogs, because imagine if it arrives with like little bump corner or sim split or anything. I can't prove that it wasn't like that when I sent it, unless I took like all these photos and videos that I don't want to keep. So
Mazzy earlier raised a good point. I want to get your guys' take on this, because outside of some of these spammers, which we can hit on here in a little bit, the site, I think, still functions. I mean, for what it is, hey, I've got record to sell. Hey, I'm interested in buying record. Let's meet, right? But the user experience, not good. And it hasn't even changed. Has the site changed in 10 years? I would say no.
Not
I'm
really.
confused. Are you talking about Discogs, or are you talking about the Acoustic Productions website? Let's back up here.
Well, for Discogs for now, but in a lot of cases, we could also. I don't think the analog production site has been updated since the Reagan administration. Actually,
since Y2K.
Yeah.
So
we're still doing the update.
They are. It says loading, and it has a % bar if you look at it.
I noticed. I'm coming soon.
I noticed last week on Discogs in the UI, some things were like highlighted buttons now. Like it just looked like you hovered over things.
There's a beta version now. It says,
are they they're rolling out changes? Breaking news! Is this happening? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, but it's really it's stylistic. The UI is pretty much the same. It just it would look fancier.
Well, yeah,
it's just, I can't describe it enough.
But Brandon, they took up their fees to sellers.
Yeah. Well, to pay for these buttons.
Yeah. And that's it. Surprise.
That's the thing. I work in web development currently, and like I don't know what kind of staff they have at Discogs for that. I know they post one ad sometimes.
One guy or one.
It could be one. I mean, if they told me they had one developer, I would believe them. I would totally believe them.
We got a hot take coming in. This is about medium grade hot. Norman Maslow is saying Chad's site is fucked up, dude. So, new T-shirt idea potentially coming at you.
You recognize this guy?
Jose. Jose. Oh, this is an inner circle move. This is a vinyl community flex.
Just found it, so I'm gonna put it in my suitcase that I have for the record. I will say that I don't mind. I've used Discogs since 2005, because I used to like put my CDs, like Weird Al Yankovic CDs, when I was like younger.
Yeah.
On Discogs, and I actually love that you can see like the photos of the CDs and everything. It was pretty fun.
Did anyone use stuff before Discogs? Because there was a site that I used before Discogs.
No, I'm 28. When I started Discogs,
I'm old.
You're on me, Arnold.
Sorry. You guys remember half.com?
What was it called?
Half.com.
Half.com.
So there was half.com, but I was on Jim, the Global Electronic Music Marketplace, GEMM.
Oh, that's
Uh,
well.
I don't
Discogs for a brief second had book cogs or whatever the name was.
Poster Ogs.
Booster Ogs.
They had posters.
Movies, books. Yes.
I think
So
it was
it's a
only
digital
open for
flea
like a
market,
year.
is what it. The original concept was digital flea market.
Yeah,
They
but
had
I
everything with an
actually-
OGS after it.
Yes, the book one I actually used a lot.
I liked the poster one.
I'm not. I'm not only a member. I'm the president. He revealed.
I know there's an app that works exactly like Discogs but for video games, but you pay like a year.
Oh, like a membership fee, subscription fee, something like that.
Yeah, I don't remember the name, but it literally the same. That you scan the barcode, you put like the variations you have of the game and blah blah blah. But I think it's a very neat thing. My problem with it is just, first of all these box sets that are like $400, and then you always see like new seller $25.
Well, that's a big problem, and you were talking about Record Store Day earlier. When stores will go on there to sell some of their overstock or leftover.
Yeah.
Unless you guys feel differently, I feel like it's only been the last year and a half that we've seen. This is where the scammers have really that's where they do a lot of their work, because they'll take these coveted RSD titles, pretend they have them. Then you've got, and I'm using air quotes here, folks, the Taylor Swift folks who will go online looking for the Taylor Swift release that's sold out of their store, and it's right for the picking. Here's somebody who's scamming them, scamming and spamming. And honestly, this is hot take. I'm almost on a hot take level here, guys. This is the one that they need to take care of the most.
Where's your mitt?
It's not mitt worthy yet, but we're getting there. We're warming up. It's like a video game. We're not. Once I
have
get
it,
tunnel
yeah.
boss, then my head will turn into a big flame ball. It's great. But no, it's the scamming, and they've done absolutely nothing about it. Absolutely
Well,
nothing.
I have to say one thing.
Hypocrisy.
I did notice, and I get, like you guys do, all of the notifications of your want list. I have noticed that those high-priced records that were the target of the scammers are no longer appearing in the want list. And I don't know if it's because of how they generate the want list on that email, right? How they suggest all these titles. But I remember before I would see, like, I don't know, just quoting something. Oh, a Led Zeppelin RL that, for example, was in my want list, $50 or $100. That was clearly someone who was
Fraudulent.
Fraudulent. I don't see those anymore. Maybe they have improved.
I did saw on Austin Record Fair a RL for $50 that I went to get Patrick to take a look at it, and he saw it and he was like, "This has been flattened," and he told me not to buy it or
Oh.
yeah, that was pretty cool. But I was not gonna buy it because I wouldn't dare to pay $50 for any Led Zeppelin records because I'm not a huge fan.
Sure.
But it was there, and that was one of the weirdest things for me at the show was like, it was between $500 and $50 that I found that record in that show. And
Michael Tedder raises a good point. He said, I just don't understand. Discogs doesn't have a report a seller button like every other auction site.
No, doesn't it have?
They have something about reporting a listing, but nothing ever comes of it. I've done it several times. Nothing comes of it.
No, they do have seller. They have.
Yeah.
But I think only if you've had a transaction with them.
Yes.
Yeah. But you can make the purchase and go to your inbox before paying. So I don't think it's a big deal. You can just put purchase and go exit the checkout window, go to your inbox, and click on the thing, and you don't have to pay for it if you don't want to immediately.
Well, segue to similar topic about Discogs. Discogs has been around a long time. Why hasn't somebody? Because competition imitation and competition run hand in hand. Why isn't there a solid competitor to Discogs? There's eBay, there's whatnot, there's different selling avenues, but like I know NASDisc is trying, but you want to talk about bad UI. NASDisc is the champion, the undisputed heavyweight champion of bad UI. It's next to impossible to easily find anything there.
In the EU, you can look at CD and LP.com. That's where I go for if I'm looking for import stuff. Usually, I buy bootlegs off there. Full disclosure.
Uh-oh. Dun, 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 dun.
That's where I go for my live recordings and demos for the bands I like. But honestly, I mean, I don't want to. I feel like Discogs has hooks in you. We've logged our collections
Yes.
into it, right? We've got it there. I mean, you can export to Excel. So another website would need to have something where you could upload your discography, right? That would be something.
Sure.
That would be one
Nobody
step.
wants to do
with
the.
Discogs.
No one wants to do the.
Yeah, nobody wants to do that.
It's a lot of database.
Yeah.
It would take everybody to contribute. That's the thing with Discogs. It's like Uber. Uber doesn't own any cars. They just have the app and people use it, you know. And Discogs doesn't have a store. Everybody just sells and has the database that people add. For example, I always I've had a lot of talks with like Stunty and I told him, hey, have you ever heard this record? And he just says, oh yes, I put it up on Discogs like 10 years ago. And I'm like, all right, that's pretty cool. And he actually likes putting stuff up on Discogs. I hate that. I have so many records here that doesn't exist on Discogs, and I have no intention of putting. I have no. I don't feel any reward whatsoever by putting it. I don't have to have one, but I don't feel anything.
Well, Jason, you've been collecting records a long time. Why do you think there's not a bona fide competitor or hell a number two to Discogs in terms of a good, reliable way to find used records or even new records?
Let me ask you a question. What do you want from Discogs? Okay, what are you trying to get from Discogs? What are you trying to get from Discogs? What are you trying to? If you're looking for source data, right? Like the pressing, you know, it's a great source. I mean, Jose doesn't want to add things because he's lazy, you know.
I do add my stuff because, you know.
Thank you, Jose.
But
It's true. When I get a new record and it's not there, I just wait for someone else to add it.
Exactly.
It stays on catalog for a while.
Usually,
Well,
like when somebody adds something, I'll add the pictures. Like if it's new, like I'll take the time to contribute. But again, like if you're looking for data, like that's a great resource. Now, if you're going to explore this whole, you know, buying and selling from it, right? Now that's a whole different thing of, as we all know now.
I think that the last one that I put up was the Black Sabbath Volume 4 box set that came out. I put it up. That's the last thing I ever put up. And somebody
that's
took
a lot
my
of content
photos.
to write.
What?
That's a lot of content to write.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't feel even the yes. And then like a day afterwards, somebody said, "Fuck these horrible photos." Somebody in third world country uploaded. I'm gonna put mine, and they just put like theirs.
Now,
Look,
I don't want to derail this, but I was chatting with Chance about this the last day or two. There's a 57 LP box set coming out.
Yes, Mars Volta, Omar Rodriguez Lopez.
Yeah, Omar Rodriguez Lopez, and it's 57 LP. I cannot wait for someone to get that and try to catalog that.
Well, it's like 30, if I'm not mistaken, 36 of those records have already made it on vinyl. And how it's working is that I think they won't have any covers. It's just gonna be the vinyl. It's gonna be like white sleeves.
So it's a big
cover.
box with just sleeved, like, okay.
It's crazy.
I mean, I would 100% buy it. The fuck. But if it's gonna be like $300, I wouldn't even consider it. I don't think it's worth it. There's one EP that I would absolutely love to buy from him. He used to have a girlfriend named Jimena Sariñana, and they have a great EP together. but I wouldn't even dare.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, this is $1,600.
I did buy the Mars Volta box
Chump
set.
change.
What?
I mean,
Is
come
the
on.
price out already?
1,500? Really?
Yeah, it's 1,600.
Wait, so hold
I
on.
got that Mars Volta box set too, and then I realized I don't like them very much, and I immediately flipped it.
Wait,
No,
so how many LPs? 57, you said?
57, yes.
57.
Okay,
I
1,600
sold it to
divided
a
by
friend here.
57.
I sold it to a friend here. He told me, "Hey, I'll give you $300 more over the price." And I was like, I don't know, like let me have like the box set hasn't arrived. And he was like, "I'll give you 500." I was like, "All right." I didn't even flinch once. I was like, "All right." But
So 1,600 divided by 57, that's $28 per LP. Okay.
So it's still like relatively market
yeah,
relative.
But you said
ballpark.
no. Let's
That's
put up here. You
fair.
said you get a box and all the LPs are what in a plain white sleeve? Is that what
yeah,
you
sort
said?
of like the box that you have of the Beatles MoFi. Like it's just like the white thing.
Well, here's the
How
description.
dare.
I found it. It says a 4-piece box set split into 4 high-quality boxes with colorfully designed banderoles. 57 albums pressed on recycled. Oh gosh.
You need to look at the
gosh.
picture. You got to look at the picture.
Recycled black vinyl, including 2 previously unreleased records, 31
Crowded.
records released on vinyl for the first time, recreated true to original, also with selected makeovers of cover artwork.
Oh, it is
and
like a
last
cardboard thing.
Set of 9 art prints. Ho-yo. Sleeve can be replaced with 2020's The Clouds Hill Tapes Parts 1 to 3.
Oh no,
not
they do
included.
have covers.
To
Can you
complete the
share our
silhouette.
panel this? Can you share that? Like,
Yeah. Let me share. There's not a picture in this side, but let me share it right quick.
So
hang on.
I forget about the little bit of a delay, so I post links in the chat, and it's about what we're talking about now. But then people are getting that link, and they're like, "What the hell is this?"
Well, the Young Frusciante one, I think it's a good one. I did heard most of like Corazones. I thought it was a good one when he released like all those records like in a year or whatever, in a month. It wasn't in a month,
is
like every
competing with
single
King
month.
Gizzard.
King
King Gizzard's looking at this, and they're like, "Oh, we got to do this."
right.
Challenge
We're going to do
accepted.
60 albums, right? 60, right? Just
Yeah,
Just round it up.
And the fucking EP that I want is not there, so you know.
it's
So
incomplete.
yeah, because the EP is not there. The Jimena Sariñana one is not there, and I truly believe that's probably, if not the best thing he's ever done after Mars Volta, the second thing he's ever done.
Unbelievable.
That's
Well,
crazy.
I guess that's a bigger question. Jose, are you buying this?
I no for that pricing, no, and missing the one that I actually do like a lot. No, if it was like $300, I would think about it maybe and not get it. But I don't know, man. It's like I think that if you do like Bob Mold, I don't know if you know those boxes. Husker Du, nobody uses Husker Du.
Yeah, Husker Du, sure.
All right. But he released like a bunch of box sets every year or whatever it was of all the stuff he's made, or even David Bowie. I know he did that. Neil Young is doing that. So I think that's cool when they do it, but just 56 LPs, that's a bunch of crap.
It's crazy. So back to the topic at hand. So Mario Stark raises a good point. He says, yeah, but sellers have to be held accountable for their fuck-ups. And I don't see it on Discogs. Plus, sellers with perfect records need to be promoted and rewarded in some way. I think that's a fair point because there are some really good sellers on there. It's not a complete dumpster fire, but it's hard to find them. And sometimes, as we saw in the last 2 years, some people whose accounts had been dormant were hacked. And that's where a lot of the scamming came in, as dormant profiles were being paraded. And you were seeing like really red hot releases that you'd never see anywhere else from sellers with over 100, 200, sometimes 500 feedback. The accounts have been dormant. If you had to go back and you had to peel the layers of the onion back, and you could see that no activity in like 6 years. But anyway, that's another piece.
I will say that, for example, the other day I sold a record on Discogs, and first of all, I hate shipping to Canada. I just hate recently shipping to Canada. It's horrible because, at least for me, I don't know how it's with USPS, but for me, when I send something and it reaches Canada, it never arrives with the same tracking number. internally.
Oh, because there's a handoff to
There's
the
a handoff.
local, right?
Yes. So like DHL or FedEx, the other day was DHL, but it's not the same numbering, so you can't even trace it. So the other day, it happened twice, and in my business, it has happened like at least 5 times, where people have claimed they haven't received the record, and I have no way of actually attesting that the record actually arrived. So what I had to go through was that once these sellers try to get the money from PayPal, they block out my funds and everything, and the dispute is on. PayPal can actually help you trace who was the handler that took the record.
Sure.
So anybody here have one of these issues, you can contact PayPal with that. But it's not a given. Like I had to ask, and the guy was like nice enough to help me with that. And he helped me with like that time. He helped me like with 3 on the same call, because it was just people in Canada, just like, trying to get the thing. And the other day, one guy was like, "Hey, your record has not arrived. I'm gonna do a PayPal thing if it doesn't arrive in at the end of the week." And I was like, "It's an international shipping.
Gonna
Just
take a
wait.
minute. Yeah.
Just wait a little while." And the record arrived, and the guy was like, "Hey, so the record itself, I don't think it's VG plus. I would call it G plus." And I would be like,
no.
why would it be G plus? And the guy was like, "Well, it has a ding corner." And the record
And then
itself,
Jose, you were like, "Do you know who Bobby Gass is? He's coming to the scooter. He's gonna beat you. He's gonna beat you."
but so, and I was like, "No, that's not true." And I sent the photos that I took from the record before I shipped it. And I was like, "How is this VG plus?" I tested the record. I had sent photos to the seller and everything. And he was just scamming me. He was like, I'll make this a live in hell. I'll make the dispute." And you know how much money he wanted to give
this is
back?
extortion. We've
Yes.
got an international extortion
Yes.
ring. I love it. Jose, how much money did he want?
He told me, "If you don't give back to me at least $10, I'll open the dispute on PayPal."
Whoa! And you didn't report them?
Well, I mean, I just thought I just wanted it done, man. I don't even know if it's worth. And he put a neutral. That's the only neutral. I have a 5-star for seller.
Man,
I have a 5-star thing on my Discogs. And the guy had the balls to put a neutral one. It doesn't it's not a bad one. It doesn't give you a positive, right? But he gave me a neutral one for no particular reason, rather than just trying to extort me $10. And I think,
So, Jose, what desert did you and your posse bury this guy in?
the Canadian border, I guess. No, but it was just weird. And the guy had 3 purchases on Discogs so far, and it was weird. The name that he gave me for shipping didn't match the name on PayPal.
Yeah, that's sometimes that's a flag for sure.
Yeah, so I mean, it's not. I don't have anything against shipping to Canada, but now I tell the buyer, just beware. This is going to happen. This is going to happen. And if whatever reason, maybe Discogs can help you like check out. And normally it's DHL, so you can call them and see if they got the package and they changed the tracking number. But it's just hell, man. Sometimes Discogs and the fees they're taking sometimes
Brutal.
Because for me at least, because I have my PayPal account is in pesos, so when I send out dollars, that's fine. But when I receive money, they take out. There's no friends and family in Mexico or in Latin America, so not only does it takes out a percentage of the sell, but also a conversion rate.
Right.
But and that's horrible because, for example, for a record that I sold for $100, according to Google, I got $55 out of it.
Well, Bip Bop Boom, John. I'm happy to see John Bip Bop Boom, one of my favorite channels, not hyperbole. I'm glad he's here. He's got a question for Jason. You've been around a while, overall, Jason. Have you had many problems with Discogs?
Yeah, just a few. I mean, it's not like a lot. Like sometimes the record doesn't come in the condition that was listed, and I just basically send them a picture back, or even a video of like me playing the record, and then the issue, whatever. But it's like very minority. I mean, I think things have changed. Like I agree with Brandon. A lot of newcomers have come on to Discogs and they don't know how to grade, or it's what do you call it? Like put on there, but it's not correct. It's the wrong listing. But it's few and far between.
Now Mazzy says, "Geez, you people have so much drums with buying records. WTF?"
Oh,
yeah,
it's our fault.
It is our fault. It's the user's fault. It's all our fault.
We did it to ourselves.
Yeah,
Mazzy, I hope that now and then 45 comes warped to you.
Well, I will say that I've had mostly positive experiences, but the bad ones really affect me because it's like every time I want to buy a record, it's this whole
Louis
thing.
German.
And then it's like, oh, drums, and I have to like research and like if the seller has more records to buy, and then it becomes have to buy 3 records off of this guy, or 2 records, or just the one, and I hate it. And it's just such a weird thing sometimes. Mostly it's just you pay a record, in 1 or 2 days it ships and it arrives to your house and you're done. But sometimes I just hate it, man.
Listen, we've beat up on Discogs enough. I'm not saying I'm getting off the platform. I haven't bought from in a while, but Joe Marino, this is a great transition point. Joe has got great advice. He says that's why you should just buy from Collectco. I mean, accurate? Question mark. I don't know. All right, let's move to the next topic. We beat up on Discogs enough. It is the holiday season. To some, it's going to be the holiday season to most coming up. But we got a banner for this. Halloween vinyl. Is Halloween vinyl and Halloween, is this the forgotten holiday? And I don't know if you guys have Halloween records to show, because I kind of thought Jose brought this up in our pre-work.
I have a lot of Halloween.
Well, hang on, Brandon's got show and tell. Let's go, Brandon.
Well,
I was gonna say, I mean, a punk rock show off. I got a Misfits tattoo. I've got stacks and stacks of Misfits records.
Okay.
They have Halloween essences and they're quintessential.
Halloween essence. That's a good way to put it. But in terms of, there's Christmas albums, right? There's dedicated Dolly Parton. Every Christmas, Randy. There's artists will do the hits, right? There's nothing like that really for Halloween. But to your point, Brandon, there's very Halloween essence. Now, Jose, you're the one who
nothing
came up
like that for Halloween. Chance, have you not heard the Monster Mash? Are you crazy?
Of course, there's music for Halloween. What is this? Of course there is.
Well, listen, Jose, you're the one who came up with this topic.
None of you are up to date with my channel. This is a Halloween record.
Oh my God, Arnaldo, that is a dominant flex. It's one of the fastest rising channels who's put out content, I think, 3 days this week. Let's be honest, Arnaldo, I do watch. I haven't watched this one because I've been overwhelmed with so much content this week on your channel. But you've got, is this the new Duran Duran? This is a Halloween record?
Yep, it's out tomorrow. They're calling it a Halloween record. It was made with the intention, because it originated from the show they did last year at Halloween, where they basically had a different set list, mostly some reworkings of a few of their songs, but mostly covers. So this is kind of a mix of 3 new songs, a lot of covers, and reworkings of 3 of their older songs. And it has this kind of, I don't want to say spooky, but their intention was to make a soundtrack for, Halloween.
Love it.
I mean, I think that Halloween has some great music that you can listen to, mostly because there's a lot. And when I mean a lot, there's a lot of companies right now like Mondo or Waxwork doing a lot of soundtrack reissues and that's something that I used to collect more. Nice.
Oh yeah.
And now I collect a little less because I've got into it. But for example, I'll give you something. Nathaniel Mars just arrived, and when we were at the Austin show, there was a seller that had a record. Jason knows the story already. But
well, hang on, Jose, not to cut you off, but since you announced it, I do want to give him this plug. Nathaniel Morris says I will be spending 2 hours of Halloween jams Monday night. No Thriller, no Monster Mash. So just letting you know, if you're familiar with his channel, check it out. Jose,
he got a lot of 45s, 7-inches for Halloween, and some mummies, if I don't forget.
But you're saying in Austin?
Yes, we saw in Austin. There was a compilation called "Sounds to Make Your Neighbor Scare" or something like along those lines. And the first track on that record was Adolf Hitler, literally a speech by Adolf Hitler. Just like, and there was like haunted mansion noises and stuff like that. That was bizarre as all hell. But there are a lot of compilations out there for like haunted houses. It's just like creepy, like noises, like doors and all that.
Yeah, I've got sound effects records.
Yeah, and that's and this is something that I collect a lot. This is Waxwork Records.
So what is the album, Jose?
This is Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 with a beautiful cover, right? And I just like their editions. All of them are what do you call it?
Reissues?
Yes, but the covers itself are Stoughton jackets. So the records themselves are, and if you buy from them from their website, they always include, if the record's 2 LPs, they'll include 2. If there's 1, they'll include 1 MoFi inner sleeve for you to exchange them, because they do come in paper sleeve 8 out of 10 times.
Nice. Brandon, you're showing, what record do you have up, Brandon? I saw one before. I want to give you
this is Rev Carl in chat mentioned this one, Screaming Lord Such.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay.
Sort of the British Bobby Pickett. So like Bobby Pickett had Monster Mash, and then he kept trying to recreate the Monster Mash success. This is Screaming Lord Such. He had Jack the Ripper, and then all of the songs. And can you guess what his signature is?
Oh, please.
It's screaming. So I do recommend this one. I think this is a lot of fun.
Jay Hawking. Well, I have Evil Dead here. That's pretty nice. They mostly just do horror movies, but they sometimes do like action ones.
Mm-hmm.
So Evil Dead's pretty cool. I won't get everything here, but Friday the 13th, they're up to date till I think number 8.
8, yeah.
Freddy versus Jason, it's on Mondo.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know they were doing that one.
Well, they already did it, sold out. So don't mind it.
But I'm gonna again. I'm scaling the hot take mountain here. Waxwork. I mean, they keep pressing those Friday the 13th albums, and for the movies on different color. Talk about the color variance craze. I mean, there must be at least 7 different colors of each of the movies. I mean, how many times do you need to hear the main theme? Like one record will get you there. One record, I think.
No, they are pretty different.
Well, the third movie, I think it is, where they have the 3D glasses. There was kind of in that movie, there was a lot of synth. There was a lot of different kind of music, like choices.
Well, for this one, this is the 6th one, and the 4th one, I would say that it's pretty cool. The 7th one, which is not everybody's favorite, but the movie itself, it's a little bit different. But yeah, the music itself, it's pretty cool. It's like Halloween 3. I don't know if anybody's seen Halloween 3. That's my favorite Halloween.
Rocky Horror Picture Show, like the soundtrack is also a classic for Halloween.
That's true. Yeah, good point. Yeah, that's fair.
I have Last House on the Left with the original version. That's a folk album. And it's such a bizarre record because it's like during the the hard scene that comes in the movie. If you've seen that,
no spoilers.
No, I'm not saying a word. That's why I know YouTube friendly here.
All right,
but it comes with like the weirdest folk song, like Happy, and it's all these horrible violence happening at the same time. This is a pretty good soundtrack and it's pretty good music. Rocky Horror.
There you go, Arnaldo. Yeah.
Yep.
Never heard of it.
So I don't know why.
What's the difference between those two, Jose?
So this one, it's like selected songs, but this is what the originally came.
Yeah, that's what I remember.
Yes, and this one is a double LP, and it has every single song from the movie.
Got it. Thank you.
So for any reason whatsoever, the other one doesn't have all of them. And it's like, why doesn't it? It doesn't have superheroes, which the one there like before the last song, which is pretty cool.
Oh, here's an honest question. I'm not trying to cause drama or controversy. Is Rocky Horror Picture, is it considered a Halloween movie? I can see the essence and
Yeah,
some of
I
the
think
themes
so.
and
Of
tropes.
course
But
it is. Well, of course it is.
Jose,
Okay.
do you have the soundtrack to the sequel? Do you have Shock Treatment?
No, I don't have that
No?
one. And
Okay.
and in fact, I'll give you something that it's even rarer. It's there was a Mexican version of Rocky Horror Picture Show, fully recorded in Spanish. That it's I think the cheapest
Wow.
one. Yes, the cheapest one right now on Discogs. I think it's like $150. And I've only seen it once or twice, but it's really
Talking
good.
Coco.
And if you're interested, there are other versions. There's the Broadway version, right? That's another thing that that exists that I don't have. But I think there's a lot of Halloween music that it's worth it. The Witch is pretty cool for a Halloween. Even the Lighthouse. I don't know if anybody saw the Lighthouse here.
I think I did. Yeah.
I saw it.
Jason, you're
Didn't that
being
come out a few years
conspicuously
ago?
quiet on this one, Jason. Halloween vinyl, Halloween inspired, or soundtracks. Where do you land? Is this a blind spot? Question mark in your collection?
For me, probably. I mean, Jose's got so many records.
Well, listen, Jose. Listen. I got to pass the mic. This is like the Harlem Globetrotters. I got to pass the ball around, or Jose will show every single Halloween record, of which I'm sure there is a plenty. Muchos discos. He's
That's
continuing.
what you-
Like we're talking, and he's continuing.
I know he won't let it go.
Jason, hold up a scary record like the one you held up before.
Oh yeah. Show,
That's the Halloween record.
This one? No,
Yes.
I'll get a better one. I'll get a better one for
Oh.
Jose.
And that's a horrible photo. I don't know who selected that horrible photo for it.
Well, Arnaldo, have you ever went implicitly to a record store or online to get a Halloween record per se? Maybe it's a soundtrack, maybe it was something. Maybe you're having a party and you wanted the spooky sounds. I don't know. Has that ever come into your process?
No. Nope.
Now, Brandon, same question. I already probably know the answer based on what you've already shown, but do you not to give it away, but if you go to Punk Rock Show Off on Instagram, you'll see some photos, I believe, of your domicile and you enjoy the Halloween.
I love Halloween. We've got two 12-foot skeletons outside. There are
Nice.
ghosts projected out of our garage from like a tomb. The windows are on fire. The house looks like it's on fire with some effects we built. There's a sandworm in the yard from Beetlejuice. Look, we love it. You can go there, but every year I like to play around with those ghost projections. And for one night, I just play Danzig videos.
Oh, hang on.
So there's sound too. So if people come by our house, they just hear Danzig, and then they see these Danzig videos coming out of this portal.
Hang on.
Is skeletons?
Is it okay if I show this video, Brandon?
Go for it. I'm so proud of it. Well, it's actually improved a bit, I think.
Right,
I don't know which version I sent you. Go ahead.
Well, I don't know if I can pull
Roll
this
the
off.
footage.
Hang on, we're going to try to go live footage. Let me prep this up. I've done a terrible job of teasing it, but let's see, because the online version of Instagram is not very good. I'm just going to be honest. Oh my, I've really mucked this up. You can kind of see it. So maybe for the purposes of what we're talking about. All right, here we go. So this is your Danzig portal, right?
Yeah.
You can kind of see it.
Yeah.
So you're literally. So what are you showing? Just over and over a loop of Glenn Danzig singing and thrusting.
Nice.
That's great.
And there's the flame in the window.
Of course
How do
you have.
How do you do the windows on fire? That's pretty cool.
It is just a fan pointing upward, a red and orange LED light, and a shiny sheet hanging over the window.
Oh,
That looks pretty cool. Have you ever seen those vampire Glenn Dancing movies that I love? So
I saw them in the theater.
Oh, nice. That's pretty cool. Oh, look, this is Jose,
I think you've met your Halloween match, is what I think Brandon is trying to say.
This is the record that I was telling you.
Brandon, has anyone called the fire department on you?
Not yet.
Well, I'll tell you a funny story. This was in the news a few weeks ago.
Well, I've heard about it. So,
Oh, you heard
people
about the
were warning
girl
us.
with the fireplace screensaver?
Oh, so not that one. There was a couple. So that fire thing, apparently, it either happens every year or people just pass the story down. There's a fire thing, but there was also like a week ago. What often happens is people see Halloween decorations and then they report a dead body, right? But it's just decorations. This time, the reverse happened. People thought it was just Halloween decorations, but it was a dead body in the yard.
No. Well, there was a house in our neighborhood that used to have a dummy on their roof because they had like a sloped roof and they had a dummy there. And I guess they stopped putting it up every Halloween because someone must have said something. But the reason why I was asking you about the flames in your window is because it was, I think, maybe a month ago or 3 weeks ago. It was on the news in New York, in Manhattan. The fire department got called to go to a building because someone reported seeing a fire from across another building. And it ended up that it was a girl who was in her living room and her flat screen. She had the screensaver as a fireplace. And they showed the guy who across the street, the peeping Tom, actually, who was leering. And he's like, look, it looks like there's a fire in the window. So yeah, that's why I was asking you if that was the case, because it looks pretty real. From Instagram,
that's why I haven't posted much to YouTube. I've been working on all this Halloween stuff first.
Take some time.
Well, I think this one is essential, and you can get without having actually The Exorcist.
And The Exorcist? Okay,
that's tubular bells, right?
Yes, tubular bells. Yes, and Penderecki, right? The Russian composer. And I really love this soundtrack. The thing with Waxwork is sometimes their records are a little bit noisy, but this one in particular is not. And if you're gonna buy just one Halloween record, I would recommend, not because of the movie, because I'm not a big fan of Rob Zombie's Halloween, but the soundtrack for Rob Zombie's Halloween,
or is that Waxwork?
It's pretty solid. It's let me read. It's Blue Oyster Cult, Don't Fear the Reaper, of course, Love Hurts by Nazareth, God of Thunder by Kiss, 1969. It says Iggy Pop, but it's 100% just the Stooges. Alice Cooper, Only Women Bleed, Misfits, Halloween 2, Tyler Bates did the music. Even Baby I Love Your Way is here. Tom Sawyer by Rush by some extra reason. But I would recommend it. It's a pretty good listen for Halloween, and you don't have to do anything else. But yes, that one and Halloween 3, it's probably my favorite Halloween. But I want to have it in my office. That's why I don't have it here. Finally,
guys, why don't we put a pin in this piece of the presentation, because I like to clip this off the podcast. But of late, and maybe I'll take a survey, because I have been throwing up the freestyle portion, just throwing it all out there. And I don't know how people like it, because I know some people have told me privately they enjoy the freestyle sometimes better than the, kind of structured piece. But we'll clip this off. We'll wrap up this portion of the program. Stick around. The freestyle's coming. But I do want to thank our guests. First of all, Jose Moreno Ron, who's got to be sweating from all the record showing. Got to be. We're gonna need you to towel off, big guy. We're gonna need you to we're gonna cool down. So Jose, thanks for joining us.
Yes, thank you.
Arnaldo, thank you for joining us for this spooky presentation.
Thanks for having me.
Jason Rojas, Phil Collins, biggest fan. Thank you for joining us.
Don't worry.
That's spooky, that is spooky. And then Brandon, punk rock show off, first timer to the presentation. Thanks for joining us, sir.
Thanks for having me. Really appreciate it.
Excellent.
Happy to show off for everyone.
That's well played. All right, let's do the freestyle. Now, Jose.
So Beatles, right? You want to?
Guys, I'm just gonna say this. I'm gonna pat y'all on the back. Maybe give you the coach's pat, because Mazzy thinks I'm a sports addict. So I'm gonna give you the rump slap here. We didn't talk about the Beatles once in over an hour. So guys, I'm sure this is vinyl community history. This will never happen again. Never.
How many?
Never.
Let's predict here. How many Beatles videos will be coming out?
Ooh, this is a good one because we can document this because it's just going to live, right? So, all right, let's go around the dais. Are we doing over under, or you got to do a flat number, Jason? What do you think?
No, we can do over under. Yeah. So like
All right.
maybe let's start casual. Over 100 or under 100.
What constitutes a video? Does it have to be just an unboxing, or does there have to be?
My opinion, I
And
think
is
it
it-
has
does
to be
it have to
related.
be-
Oh, yeah,
Does it have to
both
be the red and
review,
blue?
boxing, you know.
Does it have to be the red and blue? That's
Or is it
all.
now and then?
Or now and then?
Combined has to be, you know, it can do, you know.
But it has
What
to
if
be.
I
of
put out a
the
new
newest-
video about my same old beat up copies of Red and Blue I've had for years that I bought for like a quarter?
Brandon, you can do that, but you have to reframe it as like, I'm not buying the new one because I already have
I have to
the
take a
old
stand.
one. You see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, you have-
These are just fine. I don't need a third LP. Look at these shelves.
I want to give a shout out real quick before we do the over under to Billy Hurst, my favorites in the vinyl community and record stores in our area. Brandon, I think you've shopped this store. I think it's the first time.
I have actually, for your Halloween discussion, I forgot I was going to bring up from Riverbend Records. I bought a horror radio program from like 1943. It's got Bela Lugosi on it.
Nice.
And
That's pretty cool. I have some of those stuff.
I like a lot of pre-television audio only entertainment. It's just a curiosity, but they had something there. I just bought it on a whim. It's great.
So
I bought way more there too. I spent way too much. So
another reason I bring it up though is Arnaldo, you were showing that Duran Duran. I think Billy did a listening party for that album this week. Billy, tell me in the comments. I think it was. I saw from the social media. We were all at the Kiss show.
There were some
last
record
night.
stores that had a listening party. I think it was last night. Yeah, the 20 or maybe the 24th. It was Tuesday night.
Tuesday, yeah. So Billy's shop had one on Tuesday. Then Billy, I didn't see him, but we were both at the Kiss show last night, which we'll talk about in future programming.
Wait, you went to the Kiss show last night?
I did.
Yeah, in St. Louis.
Oh, nice.
How was it?
It was an experience.
Was it your first?
It was my first, yeah, for sure.
Your first farewell tour show?
The first of probably many. Yeah, I think you're right.
No, I don't follow Kiss, but I had remembered, like, wasn't it 25 years ago that they announced they were going away? And I was reading about it today, and I was like, yeah, they did. And then they just
this one's the end of the road. This is it. This is the end of the road.
I think
Gene Simmons has enough money. He doesn't want any more.
Wait, did you say the tour is called End of the Road, and then the next tour will be called like Beginning of a New Road? You know? A new road. That's
under construction. Right.
Where we're going, we don't need roads tour.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get back to the over under. I didn't mean to cut you off, Jason, but I know Billy never has popped in, so I wanted to give him a little props. But over under on this Beatles, and I don't want to spend more time. Listen, there's been plenty of other programming on this. Some good programming out there, and not so good programming. I'll let you decide. Viewers always decide. But the announcement, they're reissuing the Red and Blue. It's going to be remixed. They've got the new song. They found some recordings John left by the toilet or something, and
they found another one.
Reworked
them.
You know
what? That song has been around since the 90s. I don't know if anyone knew that. That song was on a bootleg. I was going to go get it. I was trying to find it. And I'm like, hey, this song's been on a bootleg, you know, since, I don't know, in the mid 90s. I don't know why people are treating it like it's a new thing.
It's the last new song. I mean, the marketing has already begun. I saw that and then I kind of lost it.
That's impossible because when they release Carnival of Light, they'll be like,
that's what I was going to say, Jose. You read my mind.
Yeah, they'll be like, hey,
that's the one.
That this is the last song without lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly, allegedly. All
right, so over under. So let's get back over under. Jason, this is a great idea. So Jason, I'm gonna start with you because this is over under on how many Beatles specific videos related to this topic. Go
over.
The over. Well, over how many though? Are we taking?
What's the time period we have here?
Good point. Good question.
No, from now to probably November, like from now to November.
Okay, because I just did a quick search on YouTube, and only today there's less than 20.
Less than 20.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you know if the late?
But I say over 100 by mid-November at least. You know?
Okay, you're saying over 100. Let's set the baseline. 100's fair number, right? Everybody agree? Gentlemen's
that's
agreement.
a fair number.
All right, so Jason, you're taking the over.
Over.
Jose, over or under 100 videos related to the Beatles.
My guess is at least 10 videos by Massey alone. That's my
Oh, come on. Listen, Mazzy, I put the pieces together because Mazzy was first to market, I think, on this. And I wondered how he did it so quickly. But I do remember he stepped away from the morning show a couple times. He was finishing.
He has Yoko Ono's house bugged. That's how he got it.
So 10 seems like a lot, Jose. So over under 100.
No, of course it doesn't. Look, it's gonna be announcement when it arrives. After he listens to it, and then it would be at least one or two saying how much ranking between the singles, the 3 cassette songs, right? Free as a
bird.
Free as a bird, Real Love, and then this one. And it'll be something else like Happy Birthday, Mao Zedong, something like that. And it'll be playing that song in the back. But so that's my guess. At least 10, maybe 5. Doesn't make sense, but
hang on. We're trying to stick discipline here. We're saying 100 is the marker, Jose. Are you going over or under 100 videos on this topic?
73.
Jose's giving us an exact, so we're really going to grill him. We're going to grill him. So we'll take that as under. Arnaldo, over or under? And side note, so you're taking the over. And will you make a video? Because I know you enjoy the Beatles.
I don't know. It's like I don't know. I don't know. Depends.
It depends on what.
I pre-ordered it.
Did you pre-order the 7-inch? The 7-inch, the blue one that the Ringo Starr was giving away in my blog today, or did you bought the 12-inch?
I got the set. I got the 2 exclusives from the Beatles site because there's 2 exclusives there, which is the 7-inch and the cassette, and then I got the colored vinyl from You Discover because they have free shipping.
You know, the cassette is so weird to me. Everything is priced weirdly. The cassette, for my cassettes, when I do 100 and they're over 90 minutes of music,
cassettes cost a lot to make.
I know. I manufacture cassettes.
I was shocked when they told me how much it costs to make a cassette.
Well, not really. I make them professionally, so I know what I'm talking about. And I've worked with
I just play around for fun about it. Okay.
No, I mean,
I don't. Yeah, I just like
No, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. That's what I do. Every single day.
Line of the year, Arnaldo. That's the line of the year. Sir.
Wait. Before this stream, I made 100 cassettes just today, and I can literally just reach out. Here's like 4. So I know how much it costs, whatever. But this is a cassette single. It has 2 songs, so it's not gonna be. And they sell you the bulk cassette based on how minutes are on the cassette alone. So if the longest track there is 5 minutes, that's a 10-minute cassette. So I don't think it's worth $16 just for that.
Did you say 16 for the cassette?
Yeah,
just,
the cassettes. It's
$16.98. What the?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Get out of here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You see?
Oh my God.
That's what I'm saying.
Wait. Hold up. Let me back up here. The box set, does it include the 7-inch or no?
No.
No?
You know how much is the 7-inch? The 7-inch and the 12-inch are the same price. Maybe. No, like $1 less.
No, it's
like $1
more
less.
expensive. It's more expensive. I think the 10-inch is $21 and the single is $16.98.
For the fans.
For the 75-year-olds, they're gonna DJ at the club later on.
All right, so Arnaldo, you took the over. We said that 100. Are you taking the over?
I'm taking the over. Yes.
All right, we've got 2 for it now. Brandon, this is going to live in the annals of YouTube, so you really can't flub this one up. Are you taking over or under 100 videos related to this Beatles release situation?
Is YouTube the only platform?
Well, like Entertainment Tonight. No, we can't really branch out too far. Let's keep it straight to YouTube.
No one in TikTok's gonna.
No,
Yeah.
Nobody in TikTok cares.
zero TikTok videos on the Beatles.
This
Really.
is my new Beatles.
I
7
roll
games,
over.
right?
All right, so we've got, and I'm going to take the over too. So Jose, listen, you could look really brilliant, or you could be really off the mark with your 73, your to the pin prediction of 73 videos.
Well, I think that the Massey one is actually going to happen because I'm going to count every time he's on Rachel's talking about how good it was. So that counts as a video.
Well, hang on. We did forget one element. Marius brings up a good point, including shorts.
Yeah, of course.
YouTube shorts.
Yeah, because the shorts gonna be
Easy over.
The shorts is gonna be like oh, look at this Hendrix 7-inch I have.
That's right. Louis Golden asked, who's going to count all these? Louis, I'm going to nominate you. Since the Monday live stream has retired and Brandon and I are looking, we're on Mondays, we don't have anything to do, Louis. So we're going to count on you to count these on Monday. Can you do that?
Let me ask the panel this. Has anyone actually
first one?
heard the Now and Then song? Have you heard it?
I haven't heard it yet, no.
No,
Brandon, have you
tomorrow, right? Is it tomorrow or next Friday?
No, next week. But
Next
it's
Friday.
like the bootleg.
Let me tell you something. That song sucks. It's really
honestly.
okay.
If
So
we haven't heard
all this hype over this like song that's really depressing. He's like
Jason, but it's gonna be like orchestrated. It's gonna have like a new a bridge.
They would
Ringo
have to
Starr.
raise the pitch of John
They're
Lennon's
gonna-
voice to
They're
make
gonna
that thing.
microphone. They're gonna
Yeah.
microphone Ringo Starr doing this. Just a down. beginning.
I just don't know what kind of new, if there could possibly be like a new Beatles gym out there. I just don't.
This reminds me of when Tupac died. And they kept coming up with Tupac music, like magically. Yeah. Like there was all this Tupac stuff on the cutting room floor.
Well,
like,
sometimes it's interesting.
At some point, it runs out, right?
There's a lot of artists that I love that have perhaps 90% of their music it's posthumous release, like Russell. Let me show you.
Darren Crawford says I haven't heard the demo and heard the AI demo without the humming.
I don't know if anybody knows Russell.
Jose is so good at pulling out records.
Yeah.
Because I've seen him do it before, but now I'm just watching it again in real time.
Jose,
and he's just
Jose
like, oh, this one and this one. He doesn't even look.
I don't even know how he does it.
This guy, I would say like 95% of his stuff are posthumous releases. So I'm not bummed out of that. And to be honest, my favorite Beatles song of all time, if I have one for some reason, it's Real Love, which is also
That's funny you mentioned that, Jose, because if you notice in the whole comp, the red and blue, what's missing? Real Love and Freeze a Bird. Hilarious. Like this was
I
the
don't get that.
What's up?
And have you heard Real Love? I actually like it a lot because if you like that Milk and Honey record, Grow Old With Me and all those John Lennon ones, I think that's actually a good song. And the way it was released, I actually like it, that it was a little bit raw and everything, because you didn't used to get those type of releases during that era, you know? So I think that, again, John Lennon, when he released all those weird records, I'm glad that he did, because it was not normal that a mainstream artist would release something like that.
Well, Real Love was actually on the Lennon anthology box.
Yes, and
a demo of that, yeah, before it was even released by, reworked by the other three for their anthology.
Yeah, right? Is there an anthology before? I'm not as versed in a Beatles stuff.
If only we had a Beatle expert in our midst.
Or maybe it was after. Maybe I could be wrong.
Call in the bullpen. We need the reliever. We need the bullpen.
Hey, can Louis Golden come up and talk about his what was it that he bought? Mustard soda that he bought because I recommended it. So
Louis, you're getting called out. So I'm gonna throw the line. Jose's calling you to the carpet, guy. So
You know,
Come on up.
I think everybody was really appalled by my comments today on Ringo Starr in the morning, but I think Mean Mr. Mayo was really disgusted by my comments in the morning.
Really? You didn't
Yeah.
tell me that. He was like appalled.
He didn't even flinched once when I said that. Massey was like, "Rachel, you gotta ban Jose," and then I just thought it was super funny.
Oh, my gosh.
Correction. The Lennon anthology that had Real Love came after the Beatles anthology,
Yeah, I think that's.
but it was a different. It was the pure demo that
Did
was
the
on
Lennon one?
on the Lennon one, whereas the Beatles anthology had the full, production.
You know, interestingly enough, I think right around when John Lennon died, he was doing a lot of different stuff, and especially, well, he died holding a cassette tape of that Yoko Ono disco track. That's
It
really
wasn't.
good.
It wasn't I think it was the master tape.
Yeah, it was the master tape,
Yeah,
right?
It was the master tape. They had just finished mixing it.
Yeah, and that's a pretty cool song. So interestingly enough, I always talk that with some friends, like imagining like not pun intended, right? What a certain artist would have released, and I think that John Lennon would have gone
Oh,
so
shit.
different.
Hey,
Hey, Louis
Oh,
is Louis
Darren.
Gordon is the
Oh,
number
Darren,
one
I'm so
Beatles
sorry,
fan on
Darren.
this panel.
Louis beat you in,
show
bud.
it, show
Oh,
it,
no.
show it. And if it's cold, the better. But it has to be cold. It's not
also,
cold.
Louis, don't comment on my posters. I measured meticulously. I emailed you a scale diagram of my entryway where I was hanging posters today.
Nice.
What is
You should
that?
look at that.
It's mustard soda.
First,
Ew. What does it taste like?
I don't know.
Hopefully
I
mustard.
haven't tasted it yet. Mustard flavored soda. Ugh. Had to have it.
Mustard
I got-
flavored soda. Hey, Darren, I know you're backstage. If somebody drops off, you got next spot. You don't have to hang around for it. I'll hold you on. We only got 6 seats. Sorry, my friend.
Sure.
Arnaldo, will you be willing to chug one of these?
No, ranch dressing soda. No thanks.
Oh, that's what inspired my mustard soda.
I'll say this.
Disgusting.
I have never tried something worse than this, but probably when that Beatles song get released next week, I'm gonna chug this to
Stop.
counterbalance that weird taste in my mouth.
I bought this while we were on George Borden.
The
'cause
now
that's-
deleted Lost Media.
Yeah, because Jose was showing his ranch thing. I don't know how it came up, but he was showing that. I'm like, oh my god! So I
So I
started
have
looking
this
at
hat on.
Lester's Fixins. That's the name of the company. They have all kinds of ridiculous flavors. And
Legalized ranch.
so I was like, oh cool, I'm gonna buy this. Right? It was like $5, and
A $5 single bottle of soda?
yeah, but it's like, novelty or whatever. And much like it appears you're about to do, Stunty took me to task. He's like, I can't believe you spent $5 on that.
I mean, I question it, but listen, buy what you want. Now, you were giving Brandon a lot of grief about his uneven posters, so
Well,
I think
he
Brandon,
defended himself.
you
He
can
said-
now return the favor by Louis' $5 soda ball.
Yeah, well, I mean, he
Louis,
defended
check your
himself.
email.
He
I
said they
emailed
were.
you something. You're gonna laugh at it when you see it.
He said
will
he
say
laser
that,
leveled them and the frames are different. I get it.
Lester's Fixings has Wild Wings flavor sodas
Yeah.
as well. It's
Oh
a
my
hipster
god.
thing.
Okay.
Well, mine
that's
I got it for
redemption.
free. I didn't pay a single cent for my ranch dressing soda. Get your fixings, right?
Okay, Brandon, that's meticulous. I see. I see
You'll
what you did
get
there.
your fixings.
Yeah, but did you see the outcome of that?
Oh, the doorbell.
Now, see,
Here's a
guys,
punchline.
this is a full. This is not a private. This is not an AB. Louis, is there any nudity or any kind of weirdness going on? Because Louis, I'd love to see what's going on here.
It's carnality.
You got to see it. Now, the finished product ended up great. I did finish it, so.
He measured. He really meticulously grid measured where he's going to put posters, much like he has in the background. But he forgot to put the
Well, hang on,
the doorbell.
Brandon. I'm gonna make you big for a second so people can see what we're talking about with your poster situation.
See,
Oh,
I don't-
man.
those don't look level to me, man.
No, I understand. So the holes, the mounting stuff, that's all level. That's on a
Oh,
straight line.
okay. Okay.
But
String.
after that Screeching Weasel poster, it's a different frame, so the hanging bracket is in the wrong place. So I've just got to put something on it to move it up. So
I see. Okay. Yeah.
yeah, I used a laser level across
Right,
everything.
right, right.
Oh, or not? Is this Shota soda? Look, Brandon, this is soda show off right now.
So to speak.
Is that butterbeer from
Harry
from Harry
Potter.
Potter?
Okay, I had those at the theme park. I didn't know they bought.
Yeah, it's the same one. They sell it at the New York store as well.
Oh, interesting.
I think I tried it. I don't remember if I tried that.
I'll be bringing some Star Wars Sprite from Galaxy's
Oh
Edge.
wow!
What is that?
It's Sprite from Galaxy's Edge from the Star Wars world in Disney.
You know, something that I really love about Sprite is those commercials like in the 90s. They're like kids getting like beat up by like professional wrestlers.
It was a fun, listen. The '90s was a fun time, Jose. I don't know if you got the memo, but it was a great time to be like Jason. You're usually showing records. Do you have soda to add to this full out steel cage brawl? No, whoa, what?
And I can't find it right now, but I kept it. I had a bottle of True Blood.
Oh, from the TV show.
On the TV show, it's
Suki.
Suki is mine.
Suki Stackhouse. Suki. Oh, what a show!
I talking about blood. You ever saw that? What is the other Santa Clarita? Why am I saying it in English language?
I'm gonna head out. Nice chatting with everybody.
Too much soda talk. We've lost them, guys. We've lost another one.
Not on. There's
yeah, you're fixing. Right?
Awesome.
Brandon.
Brandon, thanks for joining us, buddy. Hope to have you back soon.
Thanks for having me.
Brandon.
All right, man. See ya. This is always the awkward part where you're trying to figure out how to log off.
Is Darren coming up?
Darren, look at that, Darren. See, you're on the on deck circle, and your patience paid off. Thank you, sir, for being patient.
Well, first of all, hi, nice to meet you all. First of all, I really plead ignorance. Concert buddy, what is your first name?
Oh, if you want my government name? Wow, this is
no. I don't. Don't worry, I'm not.
No,
I'm not,
no. Chance is my name. Chance is my given name. Yes.
Okay, yeah. Don't worry, I'm not coming over.
Well, I'm just looking at identity theft. We were just talking about Discogs scammers, and I just want to make sure that nobody's going to hijack my Discogs profile and try to sell it.
I understand. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, first of all, I gotta say, Jose, you have no idea. I guess you don't have any idea, but I was truly laughing. I was in tears laughing at your comments. Now, I got to tell you, whether you can hold it against me or not, I am a Beatles fan, and I was excited for this. I guess I was slightly disappointed as the way it was all sort of put out, and I'm probably just going to get the single, and that's the end of it.
It's just the price.
There's no need for the rest of it, but just the way you kept going. And the way everybody treated you and started saying, you need a timeout, you started getting banned, you have no idea. But that's the part. That's the part that made it funny.
I've said some horrible things on Rachel's as a comment, but I think this one this was like light. I've said some stuff that would like turn your.
You went a little crazy, but it was funny in the end. But I mean, I guess someone just sort of has to hear that sort of.
Hey, and it was worth the free 7-inch, so that's.
And nobody banned you.
No, nobody. But yeah, nobody banned me. Nobody timed me out, so that's pretty.
Jose had a wild run from what I saw this morning. I was trying to because honestly,
bring me up to speed because I was checking in and out of the stream, so I missed when Jose got reprimanded. What happened?
I don't know if Chance wants me to say it.
Jose, it's your story. Jose and I had a little exchange where we were talking about Caligula. Maybe Debbie Does Dallas, I think, came up for a little bit.
That was the Atmos part, but I think that was afterwards. Yeah.
So Jose, it's your story to tell. You tell it.
Well, Rob was saying that the way to watch all these movies is in Atmos, Dolby, and I just said that I was looking for Deep Throat. But before that, when the Beatles talk started talking about, I put it as a first comment. I think Ringo is in my block, and that just kept going, right? And it's like, oh wow, he's giving away a free 7 inches if you let him suck your dick. And then Massey was like, I'm not having any of this.
Oh man!
And he was like, Rachel,
That
I
was a
miss
serious
you.
Beatles conversation, Jose. How dare you?
Woo!
Which I will say, everybody in the panel looked like a nice person, and I was just hearing the most nastiest comments, like how dare Ringo just come and suck my dick for 7 inch,
God.
and people were asking me like, hey, what's the variant you got? So I think it was pretty funny, but
Me,
yeah.
Mr. Mayo was not having it. Jose was right.
He read them.
I didn't
You
like
read them.
that.
Because when I asked Rachel, do you like all my comments in today's show? Rachel said, yes, you're a big part of it today. And Mr. Mayo was just like he had never read the most foulest things that I.
Again, he probably thought he was coming up for a serious Beatles talk because it was a lot of Beatles talk.
Yeah.
And Jose, I want to publicly thank you, because it was so much Beatles talk. I needed a safe space. And in your conversation, you took me into your chicken wing of safety, talking about blowjobs and Ringo and Caligula and the Sylvester Stallone movie that no one talks about.
Oh yeah,
really an adult film.
Italian.
So Jose, thank you. I want to publicly thank you for saving me. It was a safe space.
You're welcome. Actually, for real, that movie got re-released when Sylvester, because that movie came out, no pun intended, as with another title, and then it was changed because, of course, everybody was like, "Is that Rocky? Is that a porn film? What is this?"
Yes.
And they put it out as Italian Stallion, but that's not the original.
No. So a little context, and I had heard this a long time ago, and I've never seen it because it's not my interest. But Sylvester Stallone, before he was trying to break into the movie thing, he made an adult film. So you may see the Italians. Jose, I've never seen it. I'm assuming you see the real Italian Stallion.
Yes, I have.
But it's never talked about, like, because they got the new Sylvester Stallone Netflix documentary coming out. And that's what we were kind of joking about. Was Jose brought that up, and I said, I wonder if they'll talk about that in the documentary. Obviously, they won't. But
I mean, I don't want to start a sex tape conversation in this beautiful podcast, but I will say that there are some great ones. If you're not aware of the Chuck Berry one and what he used to do, that's your homework for today.
Well, Jose, as a native St. Louisan, as somebody who's met Chuck Berry, I can tell you, and rest in peace, Chuck Berry. He's no longer of the celestial plane, but
voted number 2 for greatest guitarist of all time.
I don't want to talk about that list, but
that's horrible.
But no, he had a restaurant, or he had a friend who had a restaurant, and they may have been video recording ladies in the ladies' room. I think, is that what you're talking about, Jose?
No, I'm not talking about that.
Oh, it's even worse than that. Oh, that's all I knew.
Yes.
Okay.
You want me to just say it? I mean, I don't mind saying it. I don't want people.
Jose, you're having a day, so let's end it strong. In the morning show, you're on fire, and
I'm not a vocal person. I just have this knowledge, and what do I do with it? I'm just, I can only tell it once to my friends.
Share it.
Well, because the actual video, it's up on internet. So he used to slap them in the head and then spin them, and he would fart on their heads. Exactly like you listen. And there's video evidence, like on 720p, of Chuck Berry slapping them, and then he does this weird twist, like this, and he farts on them.
Wait, the video evidence where?
Like
Chuck
the George Costanza
just put Chuck Berry farting on girls.
Chance, can you do that real quick?
Listen, I don't want to get this thing shut down. Listen, I'm an aspiring YouTuber. I don't want to get my entire channel taken down by a fart video.
No, but I will say that it's very interesting. It has to be common knowledge. I believe if someone is named number 2 best guitar player of all time.
I'm afraid to click this link about Chuck Berry.
You send it?
You found it?
do it, you won't.
I don't know if I should even go on this.
Jason,
kind of
you don't
question
have
is
to
that?
to see if it's even worth showing on our broadcast.
It's the fact that it's on Reddit is like.
Oh,
Jason,
no.
vet that real quick, and then let us know if we can show it.
Yeah, you go on mute
Yeah.
Jason, and he
Go
can
on
come
mute.
out
The screen
with
is going to
his,
go dark. It's probably going to flash a little bit.
So
and then...
I will put it for the panel, and then Chance, I'll put it in the private chat. You decide what you want to do with this, okay?
No, don't show it. Of course, don't show it because there's.
What do you mean?
I'm
Of
not
course,
gonna
don't show it.
Yeah, I don't know what people are saying. I mean, I just think it's
This is like
very funny.
we're having fun suddenly, and then you want to put the kibosh on it. Like what?
Yeah, fun police.
No, but
Jose.
it's so bizarre. It's so
like
funny,
you guys don't even realize we've been talking about the Beatles for 30 fucking minutes.
Yeah. It was the only
Jesus
Eddie.
Christ.
I'm sorry. I know I need professional help, but it's just I had this. The second best guitar player of all time according to Rolling Stone magazine. As a little thing, had a thing about farting.
But how can you take them seriously anyway? It's like taking the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame seriously. It's like it's irrelevant.
No, well, you want to talk about that list because I'm really pissed. I watched it all today, and I think that's one of the worst things I've ever seen. I don't even know how they made that list. I don't know if anybody's seen
Someone who made the list. It's not a team.
I don't know who made the list. If it was somebody, what, Eddie? I went to the dark web. I was like 13. I'm 28. It's like some years now of seeing all the horrible stuff. But it's interesting enough. I don't know who made that list, but it doesn't make any sense.
None of the lists make sense. You can't. It's like, I keep saying this all the time. I see this like with okay, I'm a big Rush and Genesis fan, and everybody keeps saying, oh, Neil Peart's the best. Neil Peart's the best. It's like, yeah, he's one of the greats, but he's not the best. He's just one of the greats. So just leave it at that. But everybody keeps voting like who's better? Like is it John Bonham? Is it Keith Moon? It's like it's like, man, why would you even concern yourself with something like that?
So KRWD Court, I think he saw the video because I didn't say spin, so that means he actually saw the video.
Jose, I can't even get into the video because I know it's not.
Oh, you saw it? You saw it already?
Don't show
you
this.
Saw it?
No. I saw the preview and then I got a paid porno thing.
Yeah.
I can't. Yeah. I can't
All right.
no.
But yeah.
It's not working.
It's not working. So
The
everybody's
link's not working. The one
God.
that Jason posted.
Well, go,
right.
there is a hyperlink. I got confused too. It's EFUKT. Click that link. Do you see that one on the Reddit page?
So I will say this. Look, with that list, my problem with that list is just that it doesn't make any sense. Even bands that I hate with all my life, like Guns N' Roses. Sorry, I will say that I would put Slash way above a lot of people. Slash is not even in the top 100. Because even knowing Rolling Stones, I think that's weird. Stevie Ray Vaughan is like 50 something.
Oh, what?
Is this a new list or is this that list from like years ago?
And Joni Mitchell is ahead of Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Joni Mitchell is number 9.
What? Wait.
Yes.
Wait, guitarist?
And
Yes.
I think Robbie Krieger from The Doors, which,
Don't get me wrong, Joni Mitchell is a great, probably just an acoustic playing. She's just
and she used to.
But
I actually
as a
how many,
bona fide guitar player.
how many guitar
No.
players are on the list?
250. But I'll tell you
Joni,
this.
Joni Mitchell shouldn't even be in the top.
No. She should. Look, I'll tell you
1,000.
this. Joni Mitchell played almost everything she played with open tunings, and she invented some tunings for some of her songs. And as someone that got really bored with guitar playing when I was in university, that was one of the first things that I gravitate to.
Hold on. Stevie Ray Vaughan was 50 something and Joni Mitchell was 9.
It doesn't make sense. But there's worse things.
Maybe not.
No, of course there is. Look.
And then Steve Hackett from Genesis is not even on the
Joni
list.
Mitchell was in the top 10.
Yes.
Broke the top 10, and Stevie Ray Vaughan was fucking 50 or
Yeah.
something.
Wrong.
What do you mean? How can
Hall
you-
of Fame are
how can you
wrong.
take you like that seriously? It makes no
Did
sense.
they edit it
You know
before
who
they
this
sent it
person
out?
is? You know who this person is? Snail Mail.
No.
Well, this is indie. I really like this record. It's just an indie girl in her bedroom writing music. She is 4 spots ahead of Robbie Krieger of The Doors. And Robbie Krieger of The Doors is 242 or something like that. So even if you don't like The Doors, you know that he was a good guitar player. And even bands that I
He
love
was
with all
a
my
guitar
heart,
player. He's better than Joni Mitchell.
no, but even with bands that I absolutely love with all my heart, like Pavement,
Who was
Stephen
number one?
Malkmus is
Who was number one?
Jimmy.
Stephen
Jimi
Malkmus.
Hendrix.
Jimmy was number one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hendrix is number
so
one.
they penciled that in and then just like
I think Eddie Van Halen was like number 4. I think.
4 and
Oh,
Jimmy
hang
Page was
on.
5.
We've got breaking news. Breaking news, Jose. I can't believe what I've just seen. Hang on, I got to show you this. Are you sitting down?
Don't show that.
I'm not going to show the Chuck Berry farting video. Hang on. Jose,
Please don't do that. That's why I was
Jose.
only in the private chat.
This is true. Jose,
No,
is this true? Rick Beato
I thought he
is
was
alive?
dead.
he's dead. Look at that AI generated photo. Look at it with Walmart in ads.
Jose, are you? I
me see
think this
this.
is a real thing, Jose. I legitimately think he's alive.
Should be the top based.
Oh, you know what?
I have never seen Rick Beato without that jacket. Everything could have been recorded the same day.
Greatest
That's
guitarist
honest.
of all time. Okay, fine.
No, but
Let's
look,
see.
go to the list. Go to the
I
actual
am. I'm
list.
looking at it right
Yeah,
now.
you got to look at it. It's fascinating.
Look, I love.
Louis, do you have the actual list? Because I'm only
Yeah.
seeing like that. Can you put it up and I'll
Well,
I'll-
it's not like a nice list. It's like
That's
a
what I'm
paragraph
looking
of a
for.
picture.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
looking-
scrolling. It's just a scroller. There's one that
Yeah,
says.
I don't want to give Rolling Stone that those
Yeah, for
clicks.
real.
I'm
And
trying to look.
as someone that
Whoa.
hates John Mayer, sorry. I will say that as much as I hate his vocals, I know he's a good guitar player.
He's a great guitar player.
And as someone that doesn't like Guns N' Roses, would you say Slash is better than John Mayer, or John Mayer is better than?
It's not a case of better.
Because
they're both
No,
really,
because
really
there's
good.
almost 50 spots of difference between.
Well, let me tell you something, Jose. What I think is, if you were going to ask me whether my opinion means anything, I would say John Mayer is more prolific on the guitar than Slash is.
Yes, I also believe that. I also believe that, but then again, it's Rolling Stone, so I would think
You can't
that
take
the
it
band,
seriously.
the band they play with is going to be more important. No, that's
There
the
you go.
100. What? That's the 100.
Well, this
No,
is the top 20. This is about.
No, that's not it.
No, that's not
it.
the
This is
one.
not
That's
it.
the
Not
one.
it. No, that's
No,
Oh,
that's
there's
the
an
one.
old. Oh, there's an old one. They've updated their
Yes,
own shitty
there was
list.
100 one,
Sony
and
fucking
because
shit.
Eric Clapton is now like 30 something.
Oh, he got demoted.
Yeah, because of all the COVID thing.
I didn't even see top 250. I saw top 50.
No, I saw the 250 list, but like for example, Frank Zappa, it's 100% a better. Even if you don't like his music, Frank Zappa is a better guitar player than Saint Vincent, which is 26. And I love Saint Vincent. I've seen her 2 or 3 times, and she has an Ernie Ball signature guitar, and I think she actually knows how to shred the guitar. But I wouldn't say she plays better
I
than
can't believe they put Steve
Frank
Reeve on
Zappa.
20.
There was no Pat Metheny.
Yeah,
There was
You
no.
said you
No,
said
Pat
fabulous.
Metheny's there.
I'm
Pat
gonna put a
Metheny's
link.
there.
I'm going
Pat
to put a
Metheny's
link
there,
in
but
the
he's not in
private
the
chat.
top
Everybody
100.
talk at once.
I guess we must be talking different lists, Jose, because the one I saw was just recent. It was on a Yahoo or something like that. And then I looked at that, and I saw Joni Mitchell in the top 8. I'm looking, I'm like, that's impossible. There's no way.
They put James
there's no
Hetfield
way
and
that
Kirk
could be.
Hammett as like a package deal. at number
Chance,
23.
I put a list which you can actually read.
Thank
instead
you,
of
Arnold. I
scrolling
was trying to
through-
find one. Yeah.
Scrolling through the stupid Rolling Stone site.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. All right, guys, hang on. Arnaldo has done the heavy lifting here. Let me get this propped up. Present, share screen.
Present
It is. Oh, where'd it go?
Timothy.
Oh, sorry, don't put it up. It's 2007. They updated the list. Sorry.
You
I'll
had-
do some more digging. Hold
You
on.
had one job.
All right.
Hold on.
All right, listen. I've got the Rolling Stone piece. So I don't want to give them more credit than they deserve.
I don't want to.
But
Yeah, no.
here, we can scroll the bottom to top, right? So Jimmy, number one.
No,
Okay,
but go to like 250. That's the the one that I think.
Well, let's start at the top and then we'll work our way backwards. All right, Jose. So let's go. Here we go.
We should just as these
You
tick by, we should just be like
50, you should go top 50 and then work your way up.
All right, that's a good idea, Darren. We'll go 50 here.
and the
No,
name of
because
the
I
game.
think that's the,
Okay,
the
so-
200 ones.
Start
It's
there,
really
just start
easy.
there.
Jose.
Hang on.
Hey, Jose.
We're gonna go 50. I'm pulling 50. Here we go.
We should when they scroll by, we should go. It
Oh,
should
wait,
just
do 51 because that's one of my
insane
favorite.
pick or not. Insane to put in there or not.
They're lame.
Tom Verlaine of television does deserve that spot 100%. I love the guy. I think Marquee Moon is.
Oh, side rule. Jose can't talk anymore.
When
All
you
right.
shove your mustard.
So we're going 50 down. So you guys, when you want me to stop, tell me, and we'll stop on somebody.
Well, stop on PJ Harvey.
PJ
I'll say this.
Harvey.
I love her. I can go grab 20 records off of her. But
I'm sure, Jose. I'm sure you could grab 30 records. Jose, you've
Yes.
demonstrated this
Let's
talent.
not do this. We don't want the
Top
streak
50
going on.
we don't.
Thursday
Yes,
night.
yes. We don't want to do this.
That's
but
crazy.
oh wait, this Nathaniel Marr wants a link. Oh well, that's weird. Give it to him. But I will say that PG. So I don't know how they're saying this because
Oh, help
if it's based on solo guitar, she doesn't do any solo. If it's about composing, that's a different thing. So I don't
Yeah.
know how this is like.
I agree.
She has great sounding guitar all the time with a lot of
No,
fuzz.
it's insane. Just say it's insane.
But I don't know. Go ahead.
Hang on. Christopher H has got us going. Hang on. I got it. Let me get this. Bebop Boobop.
Oh, but that's the better one because it has all the other one. Is
Easy.
probably
Oh yeah. Here we go. All right. Hang on. Let me stop sharing this. We're a real presentation here. Stop screen. Now we're gonna share again. Thanks,
Wait,
Christopher.
George Gordon here? No.
I think George Borden's here. I think I did see
Yeah,
it. So
nice.
I even like this part where they said easy to read. That makes me very happy.
Oh, wow, that's when 6 minutes read. What is this?
All right, hang on. Oh, so it starts at the top. So guys, we're gonna start
there
at the
you
top
go.
on this one.
That's
All right,
it.
so Jimmy, Chuck Berry.
I mean,
I'm
Sister Rosetta Thorpe, I think.
There you
what
go, number
see-
9.
Come on. Yeah, this is.
What do you actually put now, Rogers?
What about number 6? Come on.
Hey,
Well,
she's a great guitar player.
I know,
I
but
mean-
better than all the people that are below her?
No, I don't think
No.
that. But what I read about number 10, like the first 10 spots, I think they said there was like one that's country, one that's blues, one that's folk, one that's funk. And if you see the list, it 100% makes sense.
I'm confused. Are we talking about guitarists or are you talking about the Ghosty Awards? I'm confused.
Yeah, the Ghost Award. Carl Santana for best hair.
Nuns aren't allowed to play
Now,
guitar.
hang on. George Borden's chiming in. He says
Yeah.
Joni Mitchell is a very inventive guitar player, but I wouldn't try to compare her to another guitar player. The premise is ridiculous. It's like comparing
see,
shopping lists for the grocery store.
George is actually correct. That's how I would view Paul McCartney. He's very, very inventive as an acoustic guitarist, but he can play lead, but he's not like the great guitarist. He's more of a
No,
better
but that's the thing. I don't know how because I think Steve Vai is like 150 something like that.
What?
So wait a minute. They had to include 2 females in the top 10. Is that the deal?
Well,
here?
I think
Yeah,
this
I
is
think this is
this
a
isn't
very
that may be
PC
because of Jan getting in trouble. I think
It's a
that
very
they're.
PC
So I
list.
don't think it's basically that. I don't know what the criteria is.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'd want to know what their criteria was. 'cause
Look,
this doesn't
because
make
like
sense.
Tony Iommi, he's probably my favorite guitar player of all time. I don't know if I would put it number 10 just because that's all about riffs. And if a guitar player is good at something,
Somebody like Zach
think
Wild
riffs
isn't
is a
ahead of
good-
Tony Iommi. I don't understand.
yeah, like would you put Joni Mitchell next to the father of riffs? I love Joni Mitchell. You have no idea how much I love Joni Mitchell.
Yeah,
But I
right, but-
wouldn't even
Yeah.
dare putting Tony Iommi's below. You know,
like
There's too many nuns in the top 20.
like Keith, for real. I know everybody here loves the Rolling Stones, but would you put Keith Richards?
I
number
hate the
15?
Rolling Stones with my
Well, that's
entire
fine.
heart.
This is just
number
for-
17. That's a wild
Chance,
choice.
scroll to the very top.
You got it.
All right, here's the big debate.
Yeah.
Should Jimmy Page be above Jeff Beck?
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes.
That's a hard one.
Yes, you know why? Because Jeff Beck it's like Ingrid Malmsteen, great guitar player. but
Most people
boring,
say
boring.
Jimmy Page was sloppy.
Yes, but that's
Yeah.
great. Jimi Hendrix was sloppy as all hell. Have you ever like all the live shows? He was always
All
like,
these
hitting
lists, all these lists do is just get everybody talking about it, and they get clicks and they get money from
True.
that.
It's
That's
true,
it.
Darren.
That's pretty true. No, but go to like 200 and something. That's where the list becomes really weird because you're gonna recognize all those names.
Are there priests in that part?
Yes. Look like James Hetfield and Kurt Hammond on Metallica number.
Why are they
23.
both listed together? That's ridiculous.
That's ridiculous. Yeah. Like
one cannot play without the
look,
other.
John Frusciante, it's a weird choice because I would say that outside of the Red Hot Chili Peppers, he's very virtuose. But on the Red Hot Chili Peppers, I wouldn't say particularly.
Now,
he's like,
Jose, I have to disagree. I think he's a great.
I'm with Arnaldo on this one.
He's essential to the sound of the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
yes,
Just
but
listen
have you
to
ever
the albums
heard all
without
those-
him and with him, and it's night and day.
No, but have you heard those records outside of Red Hot Chili Peppers?
No, I have not, but because they're very challenging. I was told they're very
Yes, and I love those records. They're like
Of course.
acid on
Can you pull what out?
acid records. Yes, but
Yeah, send him
yeah.
on a long record.
It's like look
trip.
at that Saint Vincent above David Gilmour.
So I'm going to ask a question, and
That's
I'm not.
crazy.
This is probably showing my age, but James Burton with Elvis Presley. Anyone ever heard of James Burton?
He's a session musician, or and
Right,
live.
but had anyone? I mean, obviously Jose. Anyone else besides Jose has heard of James Burton?
Never heard.
Bingo. I mean, come on.
I mean,
I know the other-
that
what was the other
shouldn't
guy that used to play
necessarily
with Elvis
disqualify.
Presley?
I don't
Their
know.
popularity
Well, the funny
shouldn't
thing-
necessarily disqualify them.
The
Just
funny
saying.
thing I
That's fair,
don't,
Louis.
it's the names that you don't see. I don't see Roy Clark. I don't see
Okay.
the guy did Rhinestone Cowboy.
Rhinestone Cowboy.
Glenn Campbell.
Glenn Campbell.
Fine guitarist. Just
Glenn-
absolutely insanely talented. These guys should be up in the top.
Glenn Campbell, I think
Burton
is
is
not
24. So James Burton was
Really
Ricky
young.
Nelson's guitar player, and then the story goes that after the '68 comeback special, this is where I know too much about Elvis. But he was going to take the original lineup, I think, of DJ Fontana, Scotty.
Scotty, that's his name. That's the guy guitarist that was always.
But
I think
Elvis
of
had
his
a
last
DJ?
name.
Tell me this.
But
Tell me
They were
this.
supposed to do the tour, but then they asked for more money, and I believe the Colonel said no, and then he hired all the hot shots like James Burton, for those Vegas shows.
Scotty Moore. Thank you, George.
Yeah.
George Berger.
Thank you, George. Scotty Moore.
Look, I like Saint Vincent. I think this is a very fun record. If you've never heard it, this is a David Byrne record that she did with David Byrne on 4AD. But it's like that. Look, Jack White over Jerry Garcia.
Neil Young over Jerry Garcia.
How is Jack White above Jerry
They're
Garcia?
just fucking with us at this point, like, right?
But can you imagine that the guy from Queen and Jerry Garcia that played
That's
guitar
pretty wild. Yeah.
every day for 6 hours on stage, and that's just
Eric Clapton is 35th.
Wow.
and Jack White.
If you-
is
if you-
better
if
than
you-
Jack White's a better guitar
Wow.
player than Eric Clapton.
And better than Pete Townsend.
Holy
Come
shit.
on.
I will say that at this point, I think it's about tone. Maybe it's
No.
like maybe
No.
because no, because look,
Neil
Bri-
Young's above all these guys. It's not about
Rolling
tone.
Stone,
No,
not
for them,
It's, not
for
Ro-
them.
it's Rolling Stone, not Rolling Tone.
no Rolling
You have
Stones.
no
I think-
idea what they're talking about.
Tone of the guitar or tone of the political climate
Look,
they've
Yeah.
created
you
by
know
making
how
this
Jack
list.
White, Jack White has like weird pedals, Louis.
Yeah,
you know, has
yeah.
the weird pedals. I think that's what happening here. That they say, "Oh, that's the quirky sound. That's weird," and that's why they put it there because it doesn't make any sense. I know Jerry Garcia guitar sounded exactly the same every day.
Heaviness over tastiness.
But I don't think
polish,
that's
invention over
even a-
refinement.
So I'm going to read this to you. I'm not going to take the list off, but Guitar World, which would think knows something about guitar playing. So they said that the magazine lists its criteria as valuing, quote, heaviness over tastiness, feel over polish, invention over refinement, risk takers and originators more than technicians, end quote, and having a bias to players who made, quote, great songs and game-changing albums, not just impressive playing, end quote.
Right, and yet
So basically anybody.
David Gilmour, yeah.
Man, so Eric Clapton gets, number 35 because he made too many records in the 80s and the 90s, right?
And that will look. I'll tell you this: if you ask anybody that plays this type of primitive folk music, they will be
Oh, no.
John
Wait,
Fahey.
stop
You
the
see that
press.
name?
Hold
You
on
see
a
that
second.
name at number 40. John Fahey plays so incredible. And if you're gonna put somebody folky in the top 10, and it's not gonna be John Fahey, I think you don't know who John Fahey is.
See, this is crazy right here. George saying "Let It
Yeah,
Go."
George is
I'm
right.
pretty sure we argued about
Yeah,
Frampton Comes Alive for 16 hours.
George,
the other day.
we've been on your we've been on your show for like 4 hours talking about this record.
Oh, it won't go away at this point.
I bought it for $1, and the devil won't take it back.
Where's Peter Frampton on the list? Since you brought it up,
Oh, jeez.
I didn't even see it, to tell you the truth.
He is probably
Somebody brought it up. Somebody brought it up on the list, and I was like, God, I don't even remember seeing Peter Frampton on the list.
Is Rick Beato on the list? I don't remember that.
Rick Beato.
Jose, you got to be
It's
spinning that he's still alive, Jose.
Look, that list is so horrible that I would say that Rick Beato's probably there. Probably. I think Adrian Belew is not there.
Yes.
You know who's last? Come here. You know who's last? This is embarrassing.
And if Robert Fripp is not there, Andy Summer, yeah, he's 250.
Andy Summers of the Police is 250.
Yeah, you see, what is that?
Andy Summers made a good soundtrack for 2010, the sequel to 2001. And I would suggest anybody that has $5 in their wallet to buy it.
Oh, painful. Just painful,
Yeah, Robbie Krieger, 248. Oh. And can you keep scrolling? Snail Mail is there. Lindsay. Can you see, she's above Robbie Krieger of The Doors?
I love this picture. Look at this Leslie West. He's awesome. Look at this.
Oh, Leslie West? That's a great photo.
But according to this list, I bet Taylor Swift is better.
Yeah, probably. Madonna is like number 6.
What?
No, I'm kidding. But I think first, I don't know. Yeah, Lindsay Jordan. Look, and I like her. I really like her. But
Jose, I went to see Snail Mail. That is one of the worst shows I've ever been to. Like, she just sang so
Snail
out of
Mail?
tune. Yeah, it was like so bad. I was like, what the hell?
It's just bedroom. It's just bedroom pop. It's not supposed to like a film.
No, Leona Boyd.
Okay, so I had to Google this. Rick Beato went on to criticize the list, saying that players such as George Benson, Al Di Meola, Yngwie Malmsteen, Peter Frampton, and many others who didn't make the cut.
Yeah.
Wow.
See? Oh, he didn't make it?
No, he did not.
Did Joe Walsh is Joe Walsh there?
I don't know. He's just we gotta watch Rick Beato's list.
Gustavo Cerati made the list. That's pretty cool. But 230. But that's weird because I think Luis Alberto Spinetta is in Cesar.
Boy, Peanut Gallery George isn't coming in rent.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey, George. Whoa. George.
Okay, let's go back to the Beatles.
He's mad because we derailed the Beatles conversation.
Crazy. Boy.
George is mad because nobody here liked the Rolling
Stones.
Stones.
You got a spectrogram you could put up and we could start talking numbers and and we can start talking compression ratios and stuff like that.
Yeah. 20-1 for the win.
Hey, that's great talk. I love
stick around for hour 5 when I'm off the stream, and I just get off the stream and anybody can come on, and that's what we'll talk about.
No, I'll say this about so we can move on from that horrible list. I'm just perplexed because sometimes I think, being a person of color that I am, for people in the U.S., is that Cesar Papo should be there, but I'll say this: people from Latin America, there were only one guy in the whole list, and Carlos Santana 100% does not represent anybody here in Latin America. But what why is it always that they try to put these random people like just hidden somewhere? And I think they're so random that people are like, I don't know the person. Maybe they deserve to be in that spot. So it's just such a weird. But again, if anybody here has the time, go to like 120.
Well, they made a
it'll
list.
be like, I don't know who this person is, and then it'll be like somebody you actually know.
They made a
It'll be
list
Jose,
so bad we've been
Jose,
talking
I'd
about it for
rather-
an hour. So
Jose, I'd rather you go on about this list like you did about the Beatles today. That'd be better.
Yeah, right. Actually, I like that Sudhorn Roll. Yeah.
Shots fired, Jose.
oof.
PB
Yeah.
Thaw coming at you. Does
Just
Jose have a
saying what we're all thinking.
Hey, where's the guy from Poison? Right. That's
CC
funny.
DeVille? Where was CC DeVille on the list? I'm just curious.
He's probably snorting cocaine somewhere.
No, he did. He did it all.
He did it all already.
It's all gone.
Yeah.
Well, guys, we've come up on 2 hours. I think we've titillated, we've scintillated, we've destroyed a world-renowned publication. We've got George Borden spitting the hottest of takes.
Can
I think
we?
we've done a lot tonight. What do
Wait,
you guys think?
you're done? We're done now?
This is it.
Listen, I know. This is called the layup line of the George Borden stream. I know 2 hours.
Can George Borden start a stream, please?
Look, if you want to be upcoming, you have to do at least 7 hours.
Yeah,
Wait,
right.
that's
Listen,
the most
It's not a
hypocritical
race.
comment
George
in
is the
the
marathon
world.
man. I'm just a 5K when it comes to these
Can you-
live streams. I mean, honest.
Can you please put George's comment? That's the most hypocritical comment in the world. And then I ramble about hours and hours. He has 10-hour streams.
This is like
Talk it up,
George
Mark.
is probably laughing his ass off from his
Yeah, I
chair because that
Of
is
course he
funny.
is.
I know. Can George Borden please start a 10-hour?
Jose needs
yeah.
more. He needs another outlet for his.
Look,
his hot take.
it's been twice now, or at least 3 times that I've said good morning to Stunty and Michael.
George says, "I thought this was
Because
just
they
a
woke up.
monologue."
Yeah, I've been up for 2 days, so I'm like, fuck it. Right?
That's a good comment.
Well, fellas, I'm gonna wind it down, but
All
it's
right,
been
all right.
it's been real. It's been fun. It's been real
Thank you
fun.
so much for having me, Chance. I
Aaron,
really
thanks for
appreciate
coming up, sir. It's
Oh,
nice to
thank
meet
you very much.
directly.
it. It's good to meet
Okay.
all of you.
And of course, Malaya
Likewise,
shows up
Aaron.
right as we're winding this thing down.
No
Let's
one
see
watched.
next
No
week.
one researched that Chuck Berry video, right?
Well,
Don't do it,
listen.
man.
I'm gonna probably look at it in my private time, and I don't know if I'll look at Chuck Berry the same. Again, I met him. He
You
was
Remember, it's the.
all right.
And
All right. Appreciate everybody tuning in. We'll do this again 2 weeks. I can't say that we'll watch the Chuck Berry video at that time, so don't hold out hope. But want to thank everybody for joining us. Thank everybody in the gallery for coming in, and see you next time.
Yeah, now and
Later,
then.
guys.